Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ralph, doing one of my mindless chatter, um, mindless chatter, I don't know, diary logs, whatever you want to call them. Um, Today I wrote a post on Facebook about watching the news, and it seems like every day I watch the news, I see another school shooting. I see global economic crises. I see teachers that are turning out to be pedophiles. And honestly, I'm just sick of all of it. It disgusts me. I know I'm no saint, but I know that there are beliefs that I have and morals that I cling to strongly, not even in a religious sense. I'll keep the religious part out of it because, um, everyone has their own opinion on religion, so I'm not going to bring it into this conversation. But I just feel like death has been around me a lot lately, and it's really affected me. Um, in the past 3 weeks, I have heard of 3 people that I know dying of either suicide or heroin overdose. One person per week for the past 3 weeks. And honestly, that really takes a toll on somebody. I'll be a man and I'll be the first to admit, I woke up this morning and I was kind of in a weird mood and I was watching the news and seeing all this killing. And then I saw this lady who was talking about bullying and how, bullying can affect you for your whole life, and she was very powerful. She actually, was at Columbine. She was a senior at Columbine when those shootings happened in '99. I can't believe it was that long ago. It seems like it was just yesterday. But now she goes around the country and she speaks to kids about bullying. And, she's really powerful. She sends a good message. There were kids that were crying, just kids that looked like they were really affected by it. And it's like, she goes, bullies are the flip of the coin. They need the same thing as the kids that are being bullied. The kids that are being bullied have insecurities, and the bullies make it worse. But the bullies also have their own insecurities, and the way that they deal with it is just different from the ones that are being picked on. The ones that are being picked on are the ones that keep everything inside. Usually they're quiet, they don't want to talk about it. Maybe they have glasses, maybe they have a big nose, maybe they're a little overweight, and then the bullies, the only way that they know how to cope with it is to make fun of other kids. Now, who's to say maybe they learned that at home from their parents, maybe their parents were bullies. Maybe they learned that from watching other kids at school and thought to themselves consciously or subconsciously, maybe this is the best way that I can deal with all of my pain and insecurities. But what it really comes down to, what this bullying is coming down to, is these children's insecurities about themselves. And, me being a young gay man in my 20s, I was fortunate enough to come out when I was 13 years old to my family. And at first, it was a little tough. My grandparents raised me. My grandmother had a hard time with it at first, and she wouldn't talk to me for about a month. But after that, she came to um, realize that she loved me, and that's what was important. That I was the same person. Her words to me when I told her were, "I always knew," and she said it in not a very nice way. And, afterwards, it took her about a month, but she came around, and then it was kind of cute. She used to ask me, if I thought so and so was attractive. And we both used to have a thing for Colin Farrell. We both used to think that he was good looking. God rest her soul before she passed away. Um, But I was lucky and fortunate enough to have that, and I was also lucky enough to not really get picked on in school. I mean, I remember being in junior high school, and kids used to, there were a couple of kids, not many. There were like two or three kids that used to make fun of me for the way I dressed. They're like, "Oh, you're a fag, you're gay," and the whole reason was because I dressed nice, because I had nice clothes. And even back then, I knew it was just because A, they were jealous. B, maybe they themselves were gay and couldn't face the fact, or C, they just had nothing else better to do than pick on someone and reflect, the attention off of themselves onto somebody else. But I really didn't let that get taken to heart, because once I got into high school, I was out, and I had no problem telling people that I was gay. If somebody asked, I would tell them. And I luckily grew up in a time where being gay was accepted. And if I was in high school now, it's even more accepted than when I was in high school 7 years ago. So but there's still this bullying and this hate going on, so it's not fully over with yet, And like for me, like I remember an incident when I was in, I don't know, first or second grade, and I remember it's a stupid thing, right? We were talking about food and things that we like to eat, and I was saying me, 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 like raising my hand, and my teacher thought I meant eat me, like I was being fresh. And all the kids started laughing, and I started getting upset and crying, because I was like, no, that's not what I meant. And being a young kid, I couldn't really explain myself, like, no, it's me raising my hand trying to say, oh, pick on me, I have something to say. And, something little like that stuck to me for years and years and years. I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but I remember a lot of the bad things. I remember when my father passed away. When I found out that my father passed away when I was about 5 years old, I remember where I was. I remember what cartoon I was watching. I remember where I was sitting. I remember who was on the kitchen table. I remember how I was told. And I remember for like a week after that, just sitting in my room trying to contemplate death and what death meant. And to a 5-year-old kid, it's just mind-boggling and baffling. Um, but what I really wanted to talk about today is just like it all stems from insecurities. All of these people, the past couple of weeks that have died, um, a lot of people, it's all drug related. And mostly heroin. I think actually all heroin. I'm assuming. I'm not for sure, but heroin and drugs has ruined my life directly, indirectly, through myself, through my family, through people that I know. It's been everywhere around me, and like I'm so sick of this fucking disease. There's no other way that I can say it. This disease has ruined so many lives, and I've come to find that the only way that you can truly get over this disease and be okay. If you believe in like AA or any of that, physical, mental, and spiritual, and I really do believe in that. And I also believe that the first step is self-acceptance and loving who you are. And that's what the 12 steps help you do. And even if you're not somebody that has a drug problem, like everybody in this whole world can use the 12 steps, because it honestly is a great way of life. I'm not trying to preach the big book. I won't go too far into it, but I just kind of wanted to talk about this today, because I'm so sick of hearing about all this negativity on the news and personal tragedy. the past month, the people that I've found out that have died, and like I'm just so sick of it. Whether it be heroin, alcohol, whatever your choice of evil is, it's all evil. It is. And if anybody watches this and they need somebody to talk to, please feel free to message me. Please feel free to talk to me, because I know what it's like and I know what you're going through. And if I don't know what you're going through, know, always know that there's somebody else out there that knows what you're going through. You are not alone. You are not the only one who's going through this. There is someone out there in this world to help you. Please don't think of ending your life. Please don't think of picking up a drug or a drink. Think of picking up the phone. Think of emailing somebody. Think of writing in your journal. Think of taking a jog. Think of working out. Think of anything else but those alternatives. Suicide, drugs, anything that takes you out of yourself, it's just not the answer. Self love and self acceptance is the answer. And that's the only thing that's going to keep this world going and this generation, our generation, going. You know, I'm going to be, I'm 25 years old. Um, in the next 10 years or so, my generation is going to be, pretty much running this country. And that kind of scares me, because I think my generation, um, a lot of them need to learn this self acceptance and this self love, and know that it's okay. The things that have happened to you in the past, um, I I had said at one point in my life that I didn't regret anything that happened to me in the past, because it's made me who I am today, and I love who I am today. And that's what keeps me going, and that keeps me from regretting what's happened in my past. Can I say that I'm at that point now, right now in my life? No. I need to get back to that point. But I do know that it's possible to reach that point. And like I said, if you feel alone, you're not the only one. Even if you don't feel like talking to me or emailing me, know that you are not the only one going through what you're going through. If you need to talk to somebody, please reach out your hand and talk to somebody, and they will lead you through the right path, and they will guide you. Whatever help you need, there is help out there for you. There is an answer out there for you. There is acceptance out there for you. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter what you've done, you're a person, and you deserve to live a good and happy life. You don't deserve to be down on yourself all the time. Don't beat yourself up anymore. And, I hate to say this, it's very cliche, but if nobody's told you that they've loved you today, I love each and every one of you. Every single person in this world, I have some sort of sympathy, empathy, or compassion for. I do not wish death. I do not wish addiction. I do not wish depression, anxiety on my worst enemies, because I know of all of those evils, and I know what they can do to you from firsthand experience. And I know that in some way or another, everyone in this world has experienced at least one of those things. So, in signing off once again, please, if you hear this and you can relate and you need to talk to somebody, please reach out your hand. And if you're a person that does have this self acceptance, look for people you can help. Reach your hand out to those that need help, because there are those of us that can help other people. And if we choose not to, we're not only doing a dishonor to others, we're also doing a dishonor to ourselves. And I hope that even if this doesn't mean anything to anybody, or maybe 10 years from now somebody hears this and it helps them. I hope it does. I know it's helped me. Please take care of yourself. Be strong and know that you're not alone. You're not the only one out there. Take care.